No, because I'm banned, remember?
I actually can't get into the UK.
Why?
For lyrics, old lyrics from like Bastard.
From 50 Cent getting banned from Summer Jam twice after wild on-stage beefs, to Tyler, the creator, being treated like a threat at UK customs over his old lyrics, and even MF Doom, who was blacklisted from performing in America ever again. In this video, we're looking at 10 hip-hop artists who've been banned from performing. 50 Cent. Curtis James Jackson III, better known in these streets as 50 Cent, built his whole empire off being real, staying controversial, and never backing down from nobody. That same energy that had him running the game also got him blackballed from some of the biggest stages in hip-hop. 50 Cent's performance bans mostly came from onstage drama and straight-up brawls that turned concerts into hood episodes, leaving promoters shook and venues slamming doors on the whole G-Unit squad. The wildest ban situation involves Hot 97's Summer Jam, that annual hip-hop festival that's basically the culture's Super Bowl in New York. 50 ain't just get banned once from this legendary event. My man managed to get himself kicked out twice, making him probably the only artist to pull off that kind of historic L. The first incident went down back in 2004, right when Curtis was at the top of his game. Performing at Giant Stadium, 50 and his G-Unit crew was delivering their set when things got hot real quick. Word is, the whole mess started when 50 Cent threw water at some cats in the front row, including Bang M Smurf, a former homie who rolled up specifically to start drama after they fell out. What started as some petty disrespect turned into an all-out melee, with chairs getting tossed through the air, mad profanity echoing through the stadium, and fans scrambling for safety as the violence popped off right before their eyes. The scene was so out of pocket that Hot 97 host Ebro Darden later confirmed that chair throwing specifically was one of the main reasons for the ban. As a direct result, 50 Cent was banned from the venue for 10 years, a major blow right when he was sitting on top of the rap game. But if you thought a whole decade would teach 50 some chill, you don't know Curtis Jackson. Fast forward to 2014, and the 10-year ban had finally lifted, giving Fifth a chance to come back to Summer Jam triumphantly. 50 Cent returned for what was supposed to be a G-Unit reunion set, a moment that should have been all about celebrating the legacy and bringing back the vibes. Instead, history repeated itself in the most spectacular fashion. During the performance, a scuffle broke out on stage involving Slow Bucks, another former G-Unit affiliate whose relationship with 50 had gone left. As the chaos unfolded, Slow Bucks' chain was snatched right there on stage, caught on camera for everybody to see, adding another layer of disrespect to an already wild situation.
Leave me banned, ladies and gentlemen. Leave me banned. I'm fine where I'm at now. I'm fine where I'm at. Don't unban me because no one's there to get.
The Summer Jam saga didn't end quietly either. In 2018, 50 Cent publicly went at Ebro over the restrictions, taking to social media to call him out and basically threatened to pull up on him. Beyond Summer Jam, 50 Cent has caught other performance-related smoke throughout his career. In late 2005, he nearly got banned from entering Canada for a planned tour when Toronto area Member of Parliament Dan McTeague urged the Canadian government to deny him entry. The politician cited 50's rap sheet, which included prior convictions for drug-related offenses and assault, plus concerns that his lyrics and whole lifestyle promoted gang violence and gun culture. Despite the political heat, he was ultimately granted permission and performed in cities like Toronto and Montreal. 50 Cent's bans and near bans have become part of his street legend, reinforcing the hood persona that made him famous while simultaneously limiting where he can rock a stage. Speaking of rappers who kept it too real to be contained, let's talk about another hip-hop OG whose criminal past and controversial reputation got him locked out of multiple countries around the globe. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, born Calvin Cortazar Broadus Jr., has transcended hip-hop to become a worldwide cultural icon, beloved for his laid-back swag and that distinctive voice. But long before he was coaching youth football teams and popping up in family-friendly commercials, Snoop was a gangster rapper with a rap sheet that made immigration officials around the world mad nervous. His legal history dates back to the early 1990s, including arrests for drug possession, firearms charges, and most infamously, a 1993 murder charge that he eventually beat. These incidents led to him catching bans from performing in several countries over the years. The most significant of these bans came from the United Kingdom, which barred Snoop from entering the country following an incident at London's Heathrow Airport in April 2006. The altercation jumped off after Snoop Dogg and his entourage were denied access to a British Airways first-class lounge, a slight that escalated into a full-blown brawl involving vandalism, physical violence, and injuries to multiple police officers. The incident incident made international headlines and resulted in arrests for affray and violent disorder. In response, the UK Home Office banned him from entering the country, citing public safety concerns. Snoop appealed the decision multiple times, but British authorities weren't trying to hear it, and the ban remained in effect until March 2010, when a tribunal finally overturned the decision.
Yeah, because they had me banned from here for a minute where I wasn't able to come through the UK, and that was upsetting to me.
During this period of exile, Snoop reflected on how the ban affected both his bread and his connection with UK fans. He mentioned in interviews how he had been touring with Diddy at one point, and the band killed their planned shows together. But the UK wasn't the only country to show Snoop the door. In April 2007, Australia denied him a visa ahead of his scheduled performance at the MTV Australia Video Music Awards. Immigration Minister Kevin Andrews made the decision based on Snoop failing a character test due to his extensive rap sheet, which included a 1990 conviction for cocaine possession, multiple drug and gun arrests throughout the 1990s and 2000s, and a 2007 no contest plea to felony gun and drug charges. The ban was lifted in September 2008 after an appeal. However, controversy followed Snoop back to Australia as recently as 2025. In August of that year, Australian Senator Ralph Babet called for Snoop to be removed from headlining the AFL Grand Final on September 27th, citing his past lyrics promoting violence, drugs, and misogyny. Despite the controversy, Snoop performed at the event at Melbourne's MCG, delivering a set that many praised as one of the best pre-game entertainments in AFL history. Beyond the UK and Australia, Norway also had smoke for Snoop in 2012. On June 14th of that year, Snoop Dogg was detained at Norway's Kjevik airport after customs officials found about 8 grams of marijuana in his possession, resulting in a fine of approximately $8,600. Although he was allowed to perform that day, Norwegian authorities subsequently imposed a 2-year entry ban starting July 28, 2012. As of October 2025, no active bans prevent him from performing internationally, and he continues to tour globally. But while Snoop eventually found his way back into these countries, our next artist discovered that some bans are harder to shake, especially when they're rooted in the very bars you spit. Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator, born Tyler Okonma, has never been one to play it safe or bite his tongue. As the founder of the provocative hip-hop collective Odd Future, Tyler built his early career on shock value, crafting bars so graphic and disturbing that they made even hardened hip-hop heads uncomfortable. Tracks from his debut albums Bastard, 2009, and Goblin, 2011, featured violent fantasies, rape scenarios, homophobic slurs, and murder narratives delivered through disturbing alter egos. While this approach won him a devoted cult following and critical acclaim for his production skills, it also made him a target for government officials around the world who viewed his music as dangerous propaganda.
I actually can't get into the UK.
Why?
For lyrics, old lyrics from like Bastard.
The most significant of these bans came from the United Kingdom in August 2015, when then Home Secretary Theresa May personally intervened to keep Tyler from entering the country. He was turned away at the border while en route to perform at the prestigious Reading and Leeds festivals, leading to the cancellation of several shows. The UK Home Office issued a statement citing lyrics from his early work as fostering hatred, encouraging violence and intolerance of homosexuality. Specific tracks mentioned included VCR, Blow, Sarah, Troncat, and French, with the government noting that the content appeared to glamorize abuse, rape, and murder. Tyler was understandably heated about the decision, describing the experience as being treated like a terrorist in subsequent interviews. He argued that the ban threatened freedom of speech and artistic expression, pointing out that the controversial lyrics were from his younger days and were written as fictional alter egos, not reflective of his personal views. The UK ban remained in effect for nearly 4 years, finally being lifted in May 2019, allowing Tyler to return and perform. Since then, he has toured the UK multiple times, and upcoming shows are scheduled for May 2025 as part of his Chromacopia World Tour. But the UK wasn't Tyler's only problem. New Zealand also had issues with Odd Future's presence, first turning them away in 2012, with the ban being formalized in 2014 by Immigration New Zealand. The reasons were similar to the UK's concerns. Officials classified the group's Lyric's lyrical content as a threat to public order and the public interest, with accusations of inciting violence and riots. Tyler referenced this ban in his music, specifically in his song Smuckers, where he rapped about being called a terrorist and banned from the country. The New Zealand ban was lifted in August 2019, with Immigration New Zealand stating that Tyler was no longer deemed to be a potential threat. He performed at the Bay Dreams Festival in January 2020, and current tour plans include New Zealand dates in 2025. Australia also gave Tyler trouble in July 2015 when his visa was delayed and eventually denied. This followed a petition by the feminist group Collective Shout, which accused him of promoting misogyny and rape culture. The group argued his content contradicted Australia's national plan to reduce violence against women and children. The issues appear to have been resolved since then, as Tyler has toured Australia and has dates scheduled for August-September 2025. Tyler's ban sparked important debates about artistic freedom and government censorship, demonstrating how bars written in one context can have consequences years later. While Tyler eventually overcame his bans through patience and artistic maturation, another rapper found that past legal troubles can create barriers that are nearly impossible to overcome. MF Doom. MF Doom, whose government name was Daniel DeMille, was one of underground hip-hop's most revered figures, known for his intricate wordplay, mysterious masked persona, and groundbreaking collabs like Mad Villainy with Madlib. But behind the supervillain mask was a man whose entire life was defined by a bureaucratic nightmare that would ultimately separate him from his adopted home country and prevent him from ever rocking a stage there again. Born on July 13, 1971, in Hounslow, London, UK, to a Trinidadian mother and Zimbabwean father, DeMille moved to the United States as an infant in August 1971 on a B2 tourist visa, which expired on February 26, 1972. DeMille never obtained U.S. citizenship or permanent residency, remaining solely a British citizen throughout his life, a fact that would come back to haunt him decades later. The roots of Doom's immigration nightmare trace back to his childhood. At age 3 in 1974, his mother filed a relative petition for him, which was approved, but no follow-up application for permanent residency was submitted. That same year, federal records marked him as a deportable alien, a designation that would hang over his head for the rest of his life. In 1983, when he was 11, his mother consulted the Immigration and Naturalization Service, where she was advised to file for his residency, but she cited lack of funds as a barrier. DeMille lived most of his life not knowing the full extent of his precarious status, building a career in hip-hop starting in the 1980s with his group KMD, alongside his brother DJ Subrock. Legal troubles further complicated his situation. On May 7, 1993, shortly after his brother's death, DeMille was arrested in Long Island for second-degree assault, eventually pleading guilty to a misdemeanor third-degree assault charge. While none of these incidents resulted in serious consequences at the time, they would later be used against him in immigration proceedings. The pivotal moment came in 2010. DeMille had largely avoided international travel, but after releasing his final solo album, Born Like This, in 2009, he embarked on a European tour. In March 2010, returning from shows in Paris, Amsterdam, London, and Zurich, he was initially admitted to the U.S. in error. Later that year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection denied him entry. He was deemed inadmissible for 3 reasons. 1, being an immigrant without a valid immigrant visa. 2, a prior conviction for a crime involving moral turpitude. And 3, accruing more than 1 year of unlawful presence in the U.S. after age 18, triggering a 10-year re-entry bar. The ban profoundly impacted both his personal life and his grind. It separated him from his wife Jasmine and their 5 children for nearly 2 years, limiting contact to video calls or UK visits until the family relocated to London in 2012. Professionally, it ended his ability to tour or perform in the US. In a 2012 Q magazine interview, he expressed resignation. "I'm done with the United States. It's no big deal." He referenced the experience in his 2012 track Banished with Gennaro Jarrell. He lived in the UK until his death on October 31st, 2020. The issue resurfaced painfully in 2021 when his song Rhymes Like Dimes appeared on the Biden-Harris inaugural playlist, sparking backlash from fans who noted that the Obama administration's policies had upheld the denial during DeMille's lifetime. MF Doom's story is a tragic reminder of how immigration law can destroy lives over technicalities and long-past mistakes. While Doom's ban was rooted in immigration law, our next artist discovered that a rap sheet can be equally effective at keeping you locked out. Ja Rule. Ja Rule, born Jeffrey Bruce Atkins Sr., dominated the early 2000s with his signature blend of hardcore rap and R&B hooks, delivering hits like Always on Time and Mesmerize that defined an era. But decades after his commercial peak, his past caught up with him in the most devastating way when he was denied entry into the United Kingdom in late February 2024, forcing him to cancel the entire British leg of his Sunrise tour just days before it was scheduled to begin. The tour, celebrating the 25th anniversary of his debut album, was set to kick off on March 1st, 2024 in Cardiff, Wales, with subsequent shows planned for London, Birmingham, Nottingham, Leeds, Liverpool, Newcastle, Dublin, Belfast, and Glasgow.
And then apparently he has a criminal record.
Oh yes. And
so the British immigration didn't allow him.
Ja Rule claimed he had invested over $500,000 of his own bread into production, and the venues were approximately 85% sold out, making the cancellation a financial disaster as well as a personal L. The denial occurred just days before the tour's start, leaving Ja Rule devastated and unable to perform. He publicly expressed frustration on X, stating it was unfair to him and his fans. Ticketmaster listed the shows as canceled, and refunds were issued. Ja Rule blamed the promoter for proceeding despite knowing about his record, promising to do something special for UK fans. The reason for the ban was straightforward. The UK's immigration policy restricts entry for individuals with rap sheets. Specifically, entry is typically refused if someone has been convicted of a crime punishable by at least 23 months imprisonment or has served more than 12 months in prison. Ja Rule's criminal history includes a 2010 guilty plea to attempted weapon possession stemming from a 2007 arrest resulting in a 2-year sentence, and a 2011 conviction for tax evasion. Additional 28-month sentence concurrent with the prior term. He served approximately 2 years total and was released in May 2013. As of October 2025, there are no indications the ban has been lifted, and Ja Rule has not performed in the UK since. The incident reignited his long-standing beef with 50 Cent, who predictably mocked him on social media, claiming juice all over the place. Ja Rule fired back with his own insults, demonstrating that even decades after their initial beef, the animosity stayed fresh. The UK ban represents more than just canceled shows. It's a stark reminder of how past legal troubles can haunt artists for decades, creating barriers that no amount of rehabilitation can overcome. But if Ja Rule thought his ban was harsh, he might find comfort knowing several other rappers have discovered that rap sheets turn entire countries into no-go zones. The Game, born Jayceon Terrell Taylor, has built his whole career on his authentic West Coast gangster persona, never shying away from his past affiliations or the street credibility that comes with them. But that same authenticity has repeatedly cost him the ability to perform internationally, as countries around the world have cited his alleged gang ties and rap sheet as reasons to keep him out. The troubles began in April 2011, when the Game was scheduled to perform on a 14-date tour across Canada, but was detained at the border upon arrival. Canadian authorities reportedly deported him back to the US after several hours, citing his alleged affiliation with the Bloods gang and involvement in organized crime. The entire tour was subsequently canceled, leaving fans disappointed. This marked the beginning of recurring issues with Canadian border officials. 8 years later, in January 2019, the Game faced the same problem when attempting to enter Canada for a 5-date tour, including stops in Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa. He was denied entry again, reportedly due to the same concerns over his rap sheet and gang ties. The tour was fully canceled by promoters, who issued a statement citing international customs issues. The Game has not performed in Canada since, but Canada wasn't his only problem. In February 2016, the Game arrived in Australia for a planned tour, but was stopped by border security officials. He was denied entry due to improper visa documentation, which reports linked to his rap sheet. The Game later claimed that Australian authorities were scared of his gang affiliations. The tour was canceled, affecting shows in multiple cities. In a related incident, the Game was accused of promoting a fake Australian tour in 2017, leading to a 2021 court ruling where he was ordered to pay over $500,000 in damages. More recently, in March 2025, the Game's scheduled concerts in Vienna, Austria, and Berlin, Germany were abruptly canceled after an Instagram post by Kanye West surfaced showing the Game wearing a hoodie with a swastika symbol. The promoters issued a statement opposing any form of of discrimination and hate, apologizing for booking him without prior knowledge and offering full refunds. Public reaction, particularly in Europe where Nazi symbols are strictly regulated, was largely supportive of the decision. Beyond international bans, the game was notably absent from Kendrick Lamar's The Pop-Out Ken and Friends concert in June 2024 at the Kia Forum in Inglewood. The game addressed his non-invitation on social media, claiming he chose not to attend out of loyalty to Drake. However, other reports suggested he was deliberately excluded, possibly banned by Dr. Dre due to past beefs. The game's history of bans demonstrates how past gang involvement and legal troubles create lasting barriers in the international music industry. While the game's bans were rooted in his criminal past, another rapper discovered that sometimes it's not what you did, but what officials fear you might inspire. Waka Flocka Flame. Waka Flocka Flame, born Joaquin James Malfers, burst onto the scene in the late 2000s with his aggressive trap sound and undeniable energy, delivering hits like No Hands and Oh Let's Do It that became street anthems, but his high-octane persona and rap sheet have led to multiple performance bans over the years, turning what should have been routine tours into bureaucratic nightmares. The most notable incident occurred in October 2012, when Waka Flocka Flame claimed via Twitter that he had been banned from the entire state of Virginia, forcing the cancellation or postponement of scheduled shows in Norfolk and Richmond as part of his Triple F Life Tour. The announcement coincided with the release of his mixtape Salute Me or Shoot Me 4, Banned from America, adding irony to the situation. He expressed frustration on social media, noting it was more severe than being banned from a single venue. The ban was allegedly due to his perceived gang affiliations with Brick Squad Monopoly and prior incidents, including a 2010 shooting in Atlanta where he was robbed and wounded, as well as a 2010 arrest in Virginia Beach for marijuana possession. However, Virginia authorities never officially confirmed the ban and remained silent, leading to speculation about whether it was an actual statewide restriction. This was primarily a self-reported claim with no independent verification from state officials. After fan backlash, he clarified that promoters opted to postpone rather than fully cancel the shows, relocating some to New Jersey. Concert records show no documented performances in Virginia after the October claim. Beyond Virginia, Waka Flocka faced international trouble in May 2015 when he was denied entry into Australia by the Department of Immigration and Border Protection, resulting in the cancellation of his planned tour dates across the country. Authorities cited his history of firearms and drug charges, including a 2014 arrest at Atlanta's airport for carrying a loaded handgun. His representatives denied that he was outright banned, claiming reports were inaccurate, but the visa denial effectively scrapped the tour. Earlier in 2012, North Carolina's Protective Services Board banned his security team from operating in the state because they lacked proper licensing, which could have indirectly affected performances. Additionally, he was stopped at the US-Canada border in 2011, leading to the cancellation of a Toronto show. While not formal bans, Waka has faced numerous cancellations due to external factors. In 2015, he voluntarily canceled a University of Oklahoma performance after a video surfaced of fraternity members chanting racist slurs, stating he was disgusted by the incident. In 2019, Shenandoah University canceled his concert, citing recent media reports. Many of these issues stem from his legal history, including arrests in 2010, 2011, and 2014 for drugs and firearms. Despite this, he continues to tour and release music, demonstrating that while bans can create obstacles, they haven't completely derailed his hustle. Cameron. Cameron, born Cameron Ezekiel Giles, has been a fixture in New York hip-hop since the late 1990s, known for his flamboyant style, clever wordplay, and leadership of the Diplomats. But beyond the pink fur coats and quotable punchlines lies a history of run-ins that have occasionally prevented him from performing, particularly when it comes to crossing the Canadian border. The most documented incident involves Cameron being denied entry into Canada in 2010, which prevented him from performing at a scheduled show in Montreal. He was traveling with his protege Vado as part of their group The UN to promote their collaborative work, including the album Guns and Buddha. Canadian customs officials barred them at the border. Vado, due to a prior felony conviction, and Cameron reportedly because of a 2003 incident where he allegedly attempted to bring a machine gun into the country. This stemmed from Cam'ron's rap sheet, including a 2003 weapons charge. Notably, the denial was inconsistent with other visits. Cam'ron had performed in Toronto earlier that summer at the Carabana Bash event, suggesting the issue was tied to specific custom scrutiny rather than a blanket ban. He was able to return to Canada for performances by 2014, indicating the restriction was temporary and related to immigration inadmissibility for rap sheets, a common barrier for US rappers entering Canada. Another notable event occurred in 2014 when Cam'ron no-showed a highly anticipated London concert, his first in the UK in about a decade, at the Forum venue. He arrived backstage, confirmed by a photo from DJ Tim Westwood, but left without performing, allegedly due to an unresolved debt from a prior unpaid appearance around 2003-2004 owed to UK promoter Mega Man from So Solid Crew. According to accounts, Cam'ron fled upon learning Mega Man was present, took partial payment, and later posted on Instagram falsely claiming he never arrived. This led to fan backlash, with the crowd storming the stage after the cancellation announcement. While not a formal ban, the incident severely damaged his reputation in the UK hip-hop scene, with some suggesting he might never perform there again due to lost respect and potential promoter reluctance. Cam'ron countered by claiming the setup felt unsafe, referencing past robberies and assaults on US rappers in London. A 2009 push by a Canadian hip-hop editor to ban Cam'ron's album Crime Pays over its content didn't affect performances. No recent bans or denials have been reported up to October 2025, and Cam'ron has continued touring in the US without restrictions. His story demonstrates that even temporary border issues can have lasting effects on an artist's international presence. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne stands as one of hip-hop's most influential artists, with over 20 million albums sold and 5 Grammys. Yet his rap sheet has repeatedly prevented performances. In October 2006, someone threw cash into the crowd during his Morgan State University show, sparking a near riot. 3 women were injured. Officials condemned it as highly dangerous, and the university permanently banned him. In 2011, the UK denied him work permits due to US convictions, including a 2007 weapons arrest requiring 8 months in prison. The entire tour was canceled. In June 2022, he was scheduled to headline Strawberries and Cream Festival, his first UK show in 14 years. The Home Office refused his visa, citing their policy on 12-plus month sentences. This referenced his 2020 weapons guilty plea, despite Trump's January 2021 pardon. Festival organizers replaced him with Ludacris. In 2011, reports suggested Canadian denial, but his reps clarified he wasn't banned and the tour proceeded. His most personal snub came in 2025 when he was excluded from Super Bowl LX in his hometown New Orleans. The NFL and Jay-Z's Rock Nation selected Kendrick Lamar. Wayne said it broke him and vowed never to play a future Super Bowl. He released Banned from No with Nicki Minaj dissing Jay-Z and Rock Nation. While Wayne's bans stem from his record, our final artist discovered sometimes it's about whether governments believe your music threatens public order. Eminem. Eminem has spent his career pushing boundaries and testing limits. While never subject to a UK-wide ban, he's faced significant isolated restrictions. In 2014, he was barred from headlining British Summertime Festival at Hyde Park. Royal Parks deemed his lyrics offensive and unsuitable, fearing they'd upset park users. CEO Linda Lennon noted he flagged risks across the board regarding audible lyrics beyond the site. The decision was escalated to London Mayor Boris Johnson's office, but his chief of staff admitted having no knowledge of Eminem and deferred back to Royal Parks. Promoters argued he hadn't been prevented elsewhere in the UK. Eminem stated, "The easiest way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it," and headlined 2 sold-out Wembley Stadium shows instead. In 2001, Sheffield University banned his songs from campus, labeling them anti-gay and misogynistic. During his first Manchester concert in 2001, police reportedly warned him not to perform Kill You or make obscene gestures, though he performed it twice. He's toured extensively in the UK since, including major shows in 2003, 2010, 2013, 2017, and 2018. No bans have been reported since 2014. Eminem's experience highlights debates about artistic freedom. His bans have never been career-threatening, if anything, reinforcing his image as too dangerous for the establishment to fully control. Love this video? Click on the cards on your screen for more.